There's no going back. You've changed things. Forever.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at established actors who delivered performances we never expected to see from them, going into the theater at least.
But I know what I'm doing. And you're never gonna understand it, all right? So you gotta trust me.
Number 10, Ke Huy Quan, Everything Everywhere All at Once. After starring in 80s staples like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and The Goonies, this former child star stepped away from the limelight.
Pinches of power! You guys! I'd be saved by my pinches of power!
He remained active in the industry as a stunt choreographer and assistant director. With Asian actors gaining more recognition in Hollywood, Quan thought he'd revisit acting. Not even he could have predicted what came next. The filmmaker duo, the Daniels, just so happened to be thinking of Quan as casting was underway for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
客人的衣服不见了，零食二在哪儿？
Sorry, it was too crowded here, so I moved some upstairs. I think the clothes are happier there.
Quan was not only the appropriate age to play Wayman Wang, but his background in stunts and comedic timing made him ideal for the role. Quan didn't just come back, he returned in the biggest way possible, winning the Best Supporting Actor Oscar.
如果有来生，我还是会选择和你一起报税，开心一点。
Number 9, Tom Hanks, Philadelphia. Tom Hanks is a master of comedy and drama. In the early 90s, though, he was almost exclusively known as a funny man. His previous attempts at drama, like Every Time We Say Goodbye, hadn't been especially successful.
Well, this is the place.
Are you sure it's all right?
Well, you're the one who said you couldn't go home looking like this.
Hanks brought more weight than expected to his performance in Big, but he was still playing a child in an adult's body. Portraying an AIDS patient in Philadelphia seemed like a 180. Hanks was fully capable of doing a 180, however.
With all due respect, this is preposterous. It doesn't make any sense.
Audiences just didn't realize it until experiencing his empathetic, Oscar-winning performance as Andrew Beckett, who realizes he likely won't overcome his health crisis. That won't stop him from fighting injustice. In addition to showcasing Hanks' range, the role spotlighted an unseen community shunned during their darkest hour.
Is that every now and again, not often, but occasionally, you get to be a part of justice being done.
Number 8, Kristen Stewart, Spencer. By 2021, those following Kristen Stewart's career closely knew there was much more to her than Twilight.
I know what you are.
Say it. Out loud.
Regardless, moviegoers who never ventured beyond the mainstream still saw her as Bella Swan. Stewart finally garnered the respect she deserved for her Oscar-nominated turn as Diana Spencer. Her transformation into the Princess of Wales might have been jarring, but what caught many off guard was the film's approach to this historic figure.
My husband doesn't know it, but I saw a photo and she was wearing exactly the same pearls. He bought exactly the same for her. But he doesn't even realize.
Instead of a conventional biopic, Spencer played more like a psychological thriller as the pressures of being in the royal family bear down on Diana like a collapsing ceiling. Stewart delved deep into Diana, making us feel all of her anguish in an external and internal battle to reclaim control of her life.
They're circling. It seems they're circling just me. Not you. Just me.
Number 7, Adam Sandler, Punch Drunk Love. As Barry Egan, Adam Sandler surprised his harshest critics and adoring fans alike.
I'm sorry about that. Sorry about what I did.
Sorry.
Even Sandler seemed to surprise himself, unsure why the director of Magnolia wanted to work with him. Paul Thomas Anderson saw something nobody else did. The role wasn't a huge stretch for Sandler. Like Happy Gilmore or Robbie Hart, Barry is a nice guy on the surface. Underneath, he's a ticking time bomb who could go off at any minute.
This is bullcrap to me.
Dig beyond the rage, though, and you'll find that nice guy again. While Barry fit the Sandler archetype, the role allowed him to explore new levels of intensity, insecurity, and sincerity, revealing layers few realized were there. It reshaped how everyone saw Sandler, leaving us to wonder what else he could do.
I didn't do anything. I'm a nice man. I mind my own business.
Number 6, Demi Moore, The Substance. After being one of the most bankable stars throughout the 90s, Demi Moore saw fewer high-profile roles over the next 2 decades. Part of that's because she wanted to focus on motherhood, but audiences also got the sense Hollywood revoked her A-list status.
Happy birthday! Oh, thank you.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Happy birthday. Thank you.
To that degree, Moore shared a few parallels with Elizabeth Sparkle. The substance is unlike anything we've seen from Moore, however.
There's been a slight misuse of the substance. A few extra hours were accidentally used, causing an alteration.
In one of the most physically arresting performances ever committed to film, Moore is the embodiment of insecurity that numerous women over 40 face, especially when at the mercy of sexist pigs like Dennis Quaid's Harvey. For a film overflowing with body horror, Moore's most effective scene is simply looking in the mirror, never satisfied no matter how glamorous she looks.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Number 5. Henry Fonda, Once Upon a Time in the West. Between playing Honest Abe himself and a juror determined to reach a fair verdict, Henry Fonda seemed like the last actor who put on a black hat.
How does it feel sitting behind that desk, Frank?
It's almost like holding a gun.
When Paramount offered Sergio Leone a large budget with Fonda attached, the director leaped at the chance to work with his favorite actor. Fonda wasn't keen on the project until Leone made a compelling pitch for him to play the villainous Frank.
This time I'd take care of her personally.
Yeah, that ought to be easy for you.
Keep him warm for me. Gives you any trouble, hit him.
Leaning into cliches, Fonda showed up with dark contacts and a fake mustache. Leone wanted Fonda to appear in his natural state though, with a clean shave and bright blue eyes. This made for one of cinema's most unsettling villain reveals as Frank's smile turns to a deadly frown, establishing this isn't the Fonda we know.
What are we gonna do with this one, Frank?
Number 4. James Stewart, Vertigo. Like Henry Fonda, James Stewart was Hollywood's answer to the everyman. Stewart had taken on roles that showed his darker side and had already worked with Alfred Hitchcock on multiple occasions.
It wasn't your fault.
I know, that's what everybody tells me.
He rarely strayed from his heroic image, however. Although he didn't play a villain in Vertigo, Scotty Ferguson was somewhat uncharted territory for the actor. Falling into a morally gray area, Scotty becomes lost in obsession after losing the woman he loves and seemingly finding her doppelganger.
Just let me talk to you.
What about?
You.
Why?
Because you remind me of somebody.
I heard that one before, too.
Scotty's actions grow borderline disturbing as he attempts to recreate the past while coming to terms with what's right in front of him. An anti-hero at best, the role saw Stewart unearth new depths while also pushing him to greater heights.
We'll see, this is my second chance. But you knew that day that I wouldn't be able to follow you, didn't you?
Number 3. Charlize Theron, Monster. When Charlize Theron showed Seth Green and Jason Statham an image of Eileen Lee Wuornos, they weren't sure how she could play the serial killer. Makeup can do wonders, but Theron still seemed like an unusual candidate to play such an infamous human being.
You drive a hard bargain. Hang on, girl. I don't want you to rip me off.
Oh, come on, man.
While Theron brought out Wuornos' raw evil, she pulled off another feat few could have anticipated. She almost made Wuornos sympathetic. The key word is almost, as the film never celebrates or justifies Wuornos.
And you should know that I've worked with people all my life. So I'm real good with people.
Yet, director Patty Jenkins and Theron find her humanity, getting to the root of Wuornos' heinous actions. Theron's Oscar-winning performance might have broken our hearts if there wasn't so much blood on Wuornos' hands. Even so, the film left us seeing Wuornos and Theron in a whole new light.
What? What you got? Huh? Want to bring it on?
Number 2. Heath Ledger, The Dark Knight. The Batman franchise has a history of unexpected performances going back to Michael Keaton.
What are you? I'm Batman.
Nothing was more transcendent than Heath Ledger's Joker. Ledger wasn't known for his comedic chops. While he had played tormented characters, a sinister villain didn't seem to be his forte. Even more blindsiding than Ledger's casting was his untimely death after filming. The biggest shocker of all was the tour de force Ledger left behind.
A little fighting, you. I like that.
In what would be a posthumous Oscar-winning performance, Ledger went beyond reinventing himself. He reinvented the Joker and the idea of supervillains, revealing how twisted and believable they could be. At the same time, Ledger remained faithful to the Joker's sick humor and knack for chaos. Like a pencil to the eye, few saw it coming.
It's gone.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Marlon Brando, The Godfather. By the early 70s, Marlon Brando's best years in the business seemed to be in the rearview mirror.
Now you come to me and you say, Don Corleone, give me justice. But you don't ask with respect. You don't offer friendship. You don't even think to call me Godfather.
That's one reason Paramount didn't want him to play Don Vito Corleone. Star power aside, Brando didn't seem right for the part on paper. Hardly a frail old man, Brando was in his late 40s at the time, not being much older than the actors playing his adult children.
Why do you come to me? Why do I deserve this generosity?
Brando also lived up to his unpredictable nature, filling his cheeks with cotton balls for his audition tape. So much about this casting choice could have backfired, as would be the case for some of Brando's future performances.
Look how they massacred my boy.
In this instance, though, Francis Ford Coppola's instincts were right on the money. The results were iconic, Oscar-worthy, and completely unexpected. What acting performance threw you for a loop? Let us know in the comments.
They're gonna kill him.
And we'll weep for him in the press.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.